Envision a fog-shrouded October dawn in Wetzlar, Germany, on October 23, 2025, when Leica, the unyielding guardians of analog aristocracy, unleashes the MEV1 like a whispered heresy in the hallowed halls of the M series. This isn't a seismic schism from the M11's 60 MP sanctum, it's a surgical severance, excising the optical rangefinder that's defined Leica's soul since 1954. And grafting in a 5.76 m EVF for a modern manual manifesto. At $8,995 body only, a tantalizing $1,000 shave from the M11P's $9,995, shipping since mid-November amid a frenzy of forum furor and scalper skirmishes, it's Leica's sly sidestep for the sight-impaired or EVF-embracing M-acolyte. Cheaper than the Q3's $5,995 all-in-one allure, but pricier than a Sony A7CR, $3,000, that apes its sensor without the red dot romance. I've delved into the divisive debut. DP Review's scathing rangefinderless M takedown, October 23, 2025, that calls it 91% of the cost for something that's no more elegant than any other mirrorless. Petapixel's polarizing pivot, October 23, praising its fun street utility, but questioning the M-mount markup, and Keith Wee's nuanced nod, November 12, to its new era of precision for wide-aperture wizards. The schism? In December 2025's manual focus melee, Leica M11's optical oracle, Sony A7CR's EVF everyman, the MEV1 doesn't redefine rangefinder ritual. It reinvents it for the EVF era, a minimalist M-mount marvel where focus peaking and magnification make Noctilux nailing a breeze. For street samurai with failing eyes or fast glass, this is Leica's liberation. Tradition tempered by tech, where $9,000 buys M mystique without the mechanical marriage, if you can stomach the sacrilege. Priced as the entry-level EM for the electorally challenged, a $1,000 discount nods to the rangefinder's axing, but still eclipses the Q3's lens-locked luxury. The MEV1 targets the M-mount maven, purists who hoard Summoluxes but balk at bright-line blind spots, or newcomers seduced by Leica's lore, yet leery of optical opacity. No autofocus heresy or video vanities, stills sanctum only. But with a Maestro 3 processor squeezing 64 GB internal storage and ISO 64 to 50,000 for shadow sorcery, it's the camera that murmurs, manual but merciful. Let's dissect this digital dissident, from its heirloom heft to its sensor subtlety. Then I'll distill the debates, duels, and directives to discern if it's your M-muse. Design and build, minimalist majesty, M-mount modernized. The MEV1 is Leica's lithe liberation, a brass-topped magnesium chassis at 1.5 pounds, 680 grams loaded. It mirrors the M11's svelte silhouette, 5.5 by 3.1 by 1.5 inches, but sheds the rangefinder hump for a sleeker profile. Distinctly different, per McFeelis's hands-on, November 17th, with a diamond-patterned leatherette that's gorgeous yet gripless for glove-clad grips. Controls? A purist's poem, aperture ring with half-stop clicks, shutter dial with A-auto, and exposure comp wheel etched in eternity. No mode dial clutter, just M-mount minimalism. The 3-inch 2.3 M.dot fixed touchscreen, 1,000 nights, lags in lag-free luxury. No tilt for low-angle lore, but touch AF toggle, disabled by default, tempts the timid. The headline heresy of 5.76 million dot OLED EVF, 0.76 times in meg, 120 frames per second. Refresh, Leica's sharpest yet, with real-time exposure preview, focus peaking, and 1.8 times magnification that makes precise focusing much easier, per amateur photographer's ambivalent appraisal, November 28th. Eye sensor auto switches from LCD but slightly less organic than optical, per Tech Radar's Trek, October 23rd. Ports? Paradown, USB-C PDE for on-the-go sips, mic jack, no headphone heresy, but micro HDMI and single UHS-2 SD slot, 64GB internal buffers, 1000 plus JPEGs, ERC Pros, proxy purgatory, per DPR review. Battery? The BPS-CAL-5C endures 390C IPA shots, real-world, 500 to 700 mixed, up 20% via Maestro 3, but just competitastant for all dayers, per photography blog. November 11th. No weather sealing, pocketed in pouches, and the red dot's the only flash of flare. CNET's Andrew Langson laments the manual focus learning curve after thousands of frames. October 23rd. For $9,000, minimalist majesty. Mount modernized, but grip ghosts linger. The sensor, 60-megapixel BSI CMOS, Leica look with triple resolution. Twist, heart of the heresy, Leica's 60.3-megapixel full-frame BSI CMOS, Maestro 3 processor, shared with the M11, yields 15 stops of dynamic range, noise spectral to ISO 12,800, and RAWs approximately 100 megabytes that crop like cartographers. Excellent sharpness, color accuracy, per petapixel. Leica look, signature subtlety, tones true as truth, with DNGs that grade like gold leaf. Stunning for street sonnets, per CNE. ET's gallery glow. Triple resolution tech, 6036 18-megapixel modes, full 1.3x 1.8x crop for versatile vignettes, but digital zoom feels forced, per DPR review. ISO, native 64 to 50,000. On space naish EU. Expand 32 to 100,000. Low light a lunar lyric to ISO 25,600. Rich shadows from dusk alleys, per Keith Wee's Noctilux Nabs, November 12th. Multi-field/spot metering, rangefinder's bane banished, nails mixed scenes. McPhilo's muses. Same excellent 60-megapixel as M11, but EVF elevates. It's no stacked speedster, but for manual? Leica look liberated. Gorgeous images, per CNET. Autofocus. Manual mandate. Peaking precision. No AF apostasy. Leica's live view legacy. Contrast detect with focus peaking. Color-coded edges. Magnification, up to 10 times. And histogram in EVF. Greater precision than traditional rangefinder, per Leica's lore, especially for fast of 0.95 noctiluxes. Touch focus? Sparse. Rear screen only, but easier than optical for ultra-fast lenses, per petapixel. Low light? -3 EV lock, but manual's the mandate. Meticulous for purists, per amateur photographer. Tech radar ticks. EVF shows exactly what'll be in the photo. For streets? Peaking precision, speed? Still slow. Slow to use, per photography blog. Burst and stabilization, 9 frames per second. Fidelity, no gyro grace. Mechanical bursts at 4.5 frames per second. Up to 9 frames per second, electronic, 35 RAWs buffered. Silent mode for stealthy streets. Quiet mechanical shutter, per McPhilos. No IBIS, M. Heresy. So steady hands or tripods for dusk dances. No image stabilization, per Tech Radar. For candids? Fidelity fine. Frenzy? Fetch the SL3. Video? Stills sanctum. No reels, all resolve. No video, M. Purity, but tethered live view teases scouting. For hybrids? Heresy. No video, pure. Beambees, per DPR review. EVF and connectivity. Electronic enlightenment, sparse syncs. The EVF's a 120 frames per second revelation for manual mercy. Wi-Fi 6/Bluetooth 5.0 zips to Leica photos for culls. Content credentials for authenticity. USB-C tethers no Ethernet.